I've been patching for 3 weeks now. Before I started patching, I actually struggled. And I don't know if any of you on the call tonight know anybody, or maybe you're struggling as well, but I struggled from massive anxiety and depression, just from extreme adult or extreme childhood trauma that I experienced. And, as you get older, you come up with all these coping mechanisms, and you get really good at like shoving all of those things and all of those memories, down, and you forget about them, that you think you forget about them. And wouldn't you know it, our bodies are so smart that they don't forget about things. And, some of that trauma and some of that anxiety and depression really stayed with me through my adult years. I'm 42 years old now. And, about 6 years ago, I've always been in the mindset that I can handle this. I can handle anything. I'm that type of a person. I don't need help. I don't need to reach out, therapy and things like that. In my mind, 6 years ago was, no, that's for people. That's not for me. That's for other kind of people. And so it was a stigma to me to use medications. I didn't want to put medications in my body because it was another thing that didn't belong to me, and so lo and behold, what happened is I ended up turning to alcohol. And, that first glass of wine felt really nice. And, I noticed after that first glass of wine every time that I stopped worrying so much. Some of that care, some of the stuff on my back and on my shoulders, I was able to kind of just let go. And that became my nightly routine for about 6 years. It got, I was a social drinker always, but for about 6 years, I hid this from my friends. I hid this from my greater family. My immediate family finally kind of caught on. But, I had a really hard time falling asleep at night. And I couldn't shut my brain off. Like, I would be exhausted from the day, and I would lay in bed and I would just pray to fall asleep. I would do everything from meditation, melatonin, from, just like counting sheep, all the traditional methods that are out there. I've tried it all. And I've even tried hypnotism. I mean, I've tried it. And I could not fall asleep. And so I ended up drinking at nighttime, and heavily drinking, to the point to where I was drinking probably 2 bottles of wine by myself, up to sometimes 4 bottles of wine by myself at night. And I did this from the hours of like 9 p.m. until, 2 or 3 in the morning. Because my family's asleep, my friends are asleep, everybody's asleep, but this was my time, right? And then I would pass out. Done. I was out, got the worst sleep of your life, because if you've ever fallen asleep completely drunk, you don't sleep well. You might sleep fast, but you don't sleep well. You don't get that good deep sleep. And it was really affecting my body. It's taken a toll on me. I thought I was doing really good at hiding it and being functional during the day, getting all my work done, taking care of my family, doing all my responsibilities. And then I would repeat it all over again at nighttime. And the inflammation on my liver, on my kidneys, I was having stress incontinence. I was having, low energy, and, I was lethargic. I was exhausted. My body was literally shutting down. So about 9 months ago, I went to rehab for 30 days. I stayed in the rehab facility. It was amazing. It was the best decision of my life. Got therapy. And during that, because I was using alcohol to cope and to get sleep and to de-stress what I thought, I was actually adding more stress to my body, but I was thinking I was doing it the right way. my psychiatrist had put me on medications. Medications, right? The one thing I wanted to avoid. But he put me on some medications. I was taking Cymbalta for depression and anxiety during the day. And then at night, I was taking Seroquel to sleep. And that was part of my therapy. And it was a useful tool because it worked. And it started leveling me out. I started sleeping at night. But then, it's 9 months later and I'm feeling really, really good. Like I've got a good handle on this journey. But then I've noticed that the side effects from the medicines are now really interfering with my quality of life as well. So, while the Cymbalta has taken care of my immediate depression, I don't feel the same. I don't have the lightness that Carolyn was talking about, right? I don't have that, and I'm normally a very excitable, like, woohoo, let's do some things. And I wasn't doing that anymore. It was affecting some major other parts of my life as well. And I don't want to get into them because they're a little TMI, and I don't know if that's good for this call. But at any rate, they were affecting me majorly. And the Seroquel at night, when I take it, it puts me to sleep within 15 to 20 minutes. Like there's no driving my kids anywhere or picking my kids up. There is no getting anything else done. So if there's an emergency, like I'm out, like a light bulb. And if I don't get a full 8 to 9 hours of sleep in the morning, I am groggy and I am not feeling good. So that's my backstory in a long story shell, right? I saw a friend.
So here comes an angel. Now here comes an angel, and they introduce you to the patch. Who was that person?
I saw a friend of mine on Facebook. Her name is Jody. She's on this call. Jody, thank you so much for sharing this, because I would not have ever looked at this. I would have literally just brushed it off, like, no way, there's no way that thing works. But she was talking about it, and her husband, who is a doctor, and they both are very much into natural, and natural alternatives, healthy living and eating. And I saw she was doing something, and I reached out to her. I said, what are you doing? And she just gave me a little information about this patch. And I said, Jody, I've tried it all. I've tried supplements. I've tried eating healthy and exercise. I've tried medicines. I've tried it all. And I know I have some serious inflammation in my body. My hips are hurting when I walk upstairs. I'm 42 years old. Why are my hips hurting? I just don't get that. I've got massive headaches all the time. I know internally my body's not healthy. So what are you doing? And she sent me some samples of these patches. I'm going to be honest with you, because it's just, you're all my new best friends. I made my mind up before I got those patches that I was going to try these patches because I was going to finally debunk them, so I could just tell her to move along, and then I can go on about my merry way, believing that there's nothing out there that could help me besides medicine and traditional things that I'm doing. And so I put those, there was the X39 and the Aeon. She did send me some other ones, but the only two that I actually used were the X39 and the Aeon. And it took me a couple of weeks to even put them on because I was being stubborn about it. She kept checking in on me, asking me if I used them. I said, nope, I will though, I tell her. And then finally I put them on. I did it for 5 days in a row. And guess what? I felt nothing. Nothing. And so I was like, okay. So I'm like, she gave me 7. So I'm like, I'm just going to keep using them. Day 6, I woke up and I realized I was dancing in the shower. I don't dance in the shower, you guys. Dancing in the shower, it just moved me. I was feeling good. My energy levels had been down here, and they're just up here. Feeling good. I walked up the stairs. My hips are not hurting anymore. I'm like, what is happening? What in the world is going on right now? This has got to be a fluke. Kept patching. Day 7, I'm noticing that I'm sleeping really well, even on the Seroquel. So I'm waking up and I'm sleeping better, and I'm feeling better, right? And I'm like, okay. So I keep patching. Now we're 3 weeks in. So the end of that week, I stopped taking Seroquel altogether, and I was sleeping through the night. Now, 3 weeks later, about a week ago now, I decided, all right, I like what's been happening. I'm going to stop taking my Cymbalta in the morning. I want to see what happens. So this whole entire week, I have not been on my Cymbalta, and I'm going to tell you what, I am feeling the best I've ever felt in probably my whole adult life. Like, I am feeling so good. I told Jody earlier, like, I feel like I'm living in a dream. Like, this could not be real. And still, so everybody, I'm patching everybody. My daughter came in, my 12-year-old, she had some neck inflammation. And she's like, Mom, will you massage my neck? You know how kids sleep. They like sleep with 800 pillows and like they're all crunched up. She's like, will you massage my shoulders? I'm like, better yet, let's try this. And I put the ice wave on her neck. And I said, and she's like, what is this, Mom? Is this a Band-Aid? And I'm like, no, just trust me. If your neck still hurts and you want me to massage you in a little bit, go ahead and come back to me and let me know. Never heard from her again about her neck for the rest of the day. At night, though, before bedtime, she comes back to me and I ask her, I said, how's your neck feeling, Jada? And she's like, Mom, it doesn't hurt anymore. Can you put some of those patches on my back now? And I was like, oh my goodness, I was so excited. So I'm patching everybody. We're feeling good. I'm telling you what, this was something that I would have never in 100 million years, bajillion years, I've tried it all, tried. And it's worth it to anybody, especially once I found out that there's a money back guarantee. I'm like, why would anybody not try these? Like, that would be just, it's mind blowing.